What we got for today is we are going to be doing a tier list for all of the Fortnite tier 100 skins. We're going to be starting from Chapter 1 Season 2 with the Black Knight, working up to Chapter 2 Season 7 with the Rick Sanchez skin. So starting off with Black Knight. Black Knight, I know a lot of people are going to probably like this skin only for nostalgia purposes only and the back bling, but as a skin itself, Black Knight isn't really the best skin. I think a lot of people, like I said, only like this skin strictly for the back bling. I don't blame them for it, but at the same time, we're looking at this as a skin and as a whole, so I'm going to put Black Knight as a C. Moving on into Chapter 1 Season 3, we have the Reaper skin. Not a big fan of this skin either. Really bland. Was really scared to go up against this skin, especially if there was a squad of 4 Reapers back in the day. It was a terrifying sight. You might as well just back out the game. I'm gonna say Reaper is a C as well. You know what, actually I'm gonna change this up slightly a bit. I'm gonna move Black Knight up to B and put Reaper at C. The reason why Reaper's at C is we already have a better version of the skin later on, and it's really not that special. It's just a black suit compared to the skins and details and other stuff like that. I honestly think Reaper's a C just because of how simple and bland it is. Moving on into Chapter 1 Season 4, we have Omega. Omega was such a good skin. I'm gonna put Omega as an S tier. The color lights that you can put for Omega, if you were able to unlock that, was absolutely dope. It was Fortnite first introducing kind of stages of skin. So as you went on and you got XP or more challenges done, you were able to unlock different sections of armor for this skin. Omega was one of the coolest skins and definitely deserves to be in the S tier. Moving on into Chapter 1 Season 5, we have the skin as Ragnarok. Ragnarok was actually a really cool skin. I don't use it a lot, being that, of course, you guys have heard me say this 1,000 times. I don't like really big bulky skins, especially the kind of big horn things that's on Ragnarok. But as a skin, it's super dope. It's super cool. The detail on it for each stage is absolutely phenomenal. I'm gonna put Ragnarok as an A. Moving on into Chapter 1 Season 6, we have it as Dire. I like all the Dire styles. I think it looks really cool. In my opinion, it wasn't as great as a lot of the other ones, but still nonetheless was a really cool skin, especially for the season being that it was Halloween. In my opinion, Dire is an A just for all the styles that it came with, stages as well. I think Dire deserves to be in the A. Moving on into Chapter 1 Season 7, we have the Ice King. Now when this first came out, it was a super cool skin. You know, I think a lot of the skins, when we first see them in the battle pass, as the season comes out, it's really hyped and like, oh my god, this is actually really cool. But then as time comes on and, you know, time goes on and you're like, this wasn't as cool as I originally thought it was. That's kind of how I felt about Ice King. So I'm gonna put Ice King as a B. Really cool skin. Moving on into Chapter 1 Season 8, Lux. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Lux is a D. I like it personally, but as a tier 100, this was probably one of the worst skins that we had. Especially, I think my biggest flaw with this skin is the fact that to even unlock her gold style, you had to outlive 25,000 players. Think about that. 25,000 players. Do the math on that. That's over 250 games that you had to play just to get this one style. And that's even if you survive to the end of it. That's not including all the times you might die early. So for this being, you know, it wasn't really special for a tier 100 skin, and the kind of the grind that you had to put to even unlock these styles, I think D is a really fair slot for Lux. So moving on into Chapter 9 of Season 1, we have Vendetta. Now, originally I didn't really like Vendetta at first. Recently I just did a 2021 updated combo for Vendetta, going through some of the styles that he has and looking at all the options available for Vendetta. I actually think Vendetta is one of the best tier 100 skins that we've had in the game. So for that, I'm gonna put Vendetta as an S tier. Moving on into Chapter 1 Season X. Season X had the tier 100 skin as the Ultimate Knight. Now going back to what I was saying about Black Knight earlier, about how I feel like there's a far better version of him, and that's why I kind of put Black Knight at a B is because of Ultima Knight. Ultima Knight, in my opinion, is a highly underrated skin. It is essentially Black Knight, not the same shield back bling that a lot of people love, but if you're talking about as a skin in general, it's Black Knight with 3 edit styles, in my opinion, better edit styles. And not only that, you had essentially one that has like of course the big dinosaur looking edit style that, you know, in my opinion, that it looks like, but yeah, you had basically three edit styles of Black Knight, in my opinion, all which were better. So for Ultima Knight was an amazing tier 100 skin. I'm gonna put Ultima Knight as an S tier. Moving on into chapter 2, we have the skin as Fusion. I loved the way Fusion looked, especially his white and gold edit style back when I first saw the trailer for the skin. Honestly, if there's one skin that I've completely forgotten about that's in the tier 100 skin, it's Fusion. Everyone else, easily remember them by, but if you ask me what chapter 2 season 1's tier 100 skin is, I'm gonna have to think about it for a minute because the skin is so easily forgettable. So for that, Fusion is going to be in the D section. Moving on into season 2, Midas, the Golden Touch man himself. Midas was a good skin. I really didn't like in season 2 how you had to either pick a shadow or a ghost edit style. I wish you could have unlocked the other one and maybe like an overtime challenge types thing. Unfortunately, you couldn't, but nonetheless, Midas was actually a really good skin. So Midas, in my opinion, deserves to be in the A. Moving on to season 3 of chapter 2, we had the Eternal Night. Personally, I love this skin. The super level styles for Eternal Night are absolutely phenomenal. I love this skin. In my opinion, it's another skin that I'm gonna have to put in the A tier. Moving our way into season 4 of chapter 2, we have the tier 100 skin that is from the most restrictive battle pass that we've ever seen, but nonetheless, as a whole, Iron Man, one of the best tier 100 skins that we've ever seen. Personally like it. I think a lot of this influence, if you like the skin or don't, is based on if you just like Marvel. If you don't, you're probably not really gonna like this skin, but nonetheless, being that the extra styles that you can have for the silver, gold, and the hollow foil edit styles for Iron Man all were fantastic. Especially the emo edit style that you can do to change it back into Tony Stark was a really cool thing to do. So I'm gonna put Iron Man as an S tier. For season 5, we had the tier 100 skin as the Mandalorian. I really like it. I'm gonna put my Star Wars bias to the side, kind of get rid of it, because I know a lot of people know that I love this skin, being that I love Star Wars and I love the Mandalorian show. But as a skin as a whole, it's really good. If I let my Star Wars bias get in the way here, I'm gonna put this as an S tier. But if I'm still looking at this as a skin and how cool I think it is, it's still honestly going to be in the A tier. Moving on into probably the worst Fortnite season that we've ever experienced, and that is going to be chapter 2 season 6. For the tier 100 skin, we had the Spire Assassin. I didn't really like this skin the more I used it. Some of the further edit styles that you got were kind of cool, but just really overall wasn't a fan of this skin, so I'm gonna definitely have to put it at a C. Last but not least, Rick Sanchez from the tier 100 skin of this season's battle pass, which is season 7 of chapter 2. Rick Sanchez, one of the greatest tier 100 skins that we've ever had. If you watch Rick and Morty, you can't hate Rick. You just can't. For that, I'm gonna put Rick as an A tier. I don't think it's quite an S tier because personally I just don't use it that much, but I still think it's a really cool skin. Some people might put it in an S tier, some people just might put it in S tier, but for me, I'm gonna have to stick Rick Sanchez as A. That is gonna be it for the tier 100 skin list for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys would switch around, and yeah, that's pretty much it.